Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, boys and girls, odds and ensers, to another installment of Shoot the Shit Saturday, right here on Odds and Ends Gaming, where we talk about nothing, talk about everything, and basically get together and shoot the shit. And I will be your host and entertainment for the evening, and I'm joined here tonight by my one and only sidekick, Pooh, also known as Obsolete 2003.
I am not your sidekick. Nor am I Pooh.
You're both. And of course, I am Espionage DB7. And we are actually going back in time a little bit to the inaugural episode of Shoot the Shit Saturday, because just like the inaugural episode, why did I say it twice? The inaugural episode of Shoot the Shit, it's just me and the doof here today.
Yes. The others are MIA, but the show must go on.
Indeed. But it doesn't matter, because we've got a lot to talk about. At least I do. I don't know. This one, he's kind of like the working relationship that me and Doof here have is kind of like those late night talk show hosts where the star gets up and talks in front of everybody, and then the other guy just kind of reacts every now and then with a little quirky little thing to say. So it works. We've got chemistry, but that's essentially who we are and how we do things, right? Would you say that's right, Obs? But anyway, I got things I want to talk about, but I will let you have the floor first if you have something that you'd like to get out there.
Any
announcements, anything?
Just right now, off the top of my head, the PlayStation is doing a real big push right now for they're just still advertising stay at home with the whole COVID and all that. So right now they're coming up very soon. That's their campaign, Play at Home 2021 update, and looks like they're going to be giving away 10 free games. And so you do not need a PlayStation Plus subscription or membership, as long as you have a PS4 and a PlayStation account. You can get some of these free games, and one of the games that is going to be free is going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. So,
do you know the titles of all of them? Or they haven't released them yet.
They did release them. There's a little tidbit about them. It's like Abzul, The Witness, Subnautica, Thumper, Paper Beast, Astrobot, Moss, Resco.
You say a game called Thumper?
Yes.
What is that? Is that about the fucking rabbit that was in Bambi? He got his own video game?
Yeah, he's killing everyone. He's out for revenge.
Have you ever seen that famous picture? I don't know how famous it is, but it's a picture that made its rounds on the internet, where they had a stand of, I don't know what the hell the movie was supposed to be. It was a cardboard stand, and it had on it, "There will be blood." It says the word "there will be blood" is like the caption, but the movie is fucking Bambi 2. It was at a Walmart or something, or a Target or something. I guess they just randomly stocked the display with just Bambi, but it's fucking funny because it's like, "There will be blood." It's like, oh shit, they killed his mom. Now he's fucking back for revenge. It's old. I mean, it is fucking old, but yeah, it's freaking hilarious. I'll put this in the I'll make a timestamp, 5 minutes in or so, and I'll put this in on the video. But I just sent it to you in Hangout so you can see it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yes, there will be blood. Bambi 2. Now with double the blood. But yeah, I think it was supposed to be for the movie There Will Be Blood. I guess that's what the display was for, but they just got lazy and just put fucking Bambi on there, and oh yes, there will be blood.
Some underpaid employee. It's like, screw it.
And then fucking Thumper got his own spin-off movie, and now he's stumping with a vengeance. Or anyway, I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent there, as I seldom do.
Surprise.
That's not very often, but go on with what else what you were saying.
So, but yes, trying to figure out if they're just gonna pump them all out all at once, or they're just gonna kind of do them a little at a time. Because the first free-to-play game that they made available was the Ratchet and Clank, the original one. They remastered it for the PS4, and I went ahead and got that. I briefly played it when it first came out, I think for the PS1, PS2, but that's what I'm currently playing off camera right now. Just a bit of nostalgia and just something that's not mindless, but something I can. It's just I can easily enjoy. I guess not that I don't enjoy the other games, but this is a fun one that just again a trip down memory lane.
Right, dude. You realize that it's been over a year. So me and Obs work for the same company, and it's been over a year. It was February of last year, if I'm not mistaken, that we got sent home to work from home. Right?
About yeah.
Yeah. I know that a lot of people are, saying like, man, we can't believe it's been a year and this and that. But yeah, I don't think any of us expected. We were expecting we'll probably be back in the office by, May or July at the latest. And look, it's been a fucking year and we're still here. Me and the doof here, since we work for the same company, one of the rituals that we used to have, so to speak, was every Friday, we had different work schedules and stuff, but we kind of like would hang out on. It was my Friday, right? On actual what day did we used to hang out? It was the day that was considered my Friday, right? Usually. Yeah. So yeah,
we had the same days off for a while.
For a while, we had the same days off, but then we did adjust it. Cause remember, you would get off earlier. Oh no, but we still had the same days off. That's right. You're right. Yeah. We never, while we were before the pandemic, we always had the same days off. So it was both our Fridays, but the time changed. You would get off earlier, and I got off later. I was still getting off at 11 at night. You were getting off at 6. But basically, Mondays were both our Fridays, and Monday night I'd go over to his house, and one of us would buy a pizza. He'd cook it, and then we'd either game or watch a movie or just whatever, and it was a lot of fun. And it's been over a year since we've gotten to do that. Man, I didn't think we were gonna be like a year in. Shit, I remember we had in it was around March or April that we had Shoot the Shit Saturday, the COVID special. Remember we had a special episode about COVID and we were talking about the closures and stuff?
Yeah, and again, we had the quarantine movie night for just like, whatever, but then it's still here. Yeah. Man, stay safe, people, and keep others safe. And the easiest way you can do that, you can do both things, is wear a mask. I made a video fucking outraged on how many people don't wear a damn mask. And I don't want to rant again, because I will, but even if you believe that it only has a 0.0000001% chance of being effective, that's still enough to do it for yourself and to do it for your fellow man. So come on, help this fucking shit end so that we can all get back to doing what we want to do, right? Yes.
I mean, shit, I miss hanging out with you. And Ring, to a lesser extent. I'm just kidding. And we haven't actually gotten together with Val, which we were, and we didn't get to. But Ring, if you're listening, I don't mean that. It was fun when we were doing our Fallback Friday, the three of us and all that. I mean, I miss that shit. I really do.
Yes.
But we'll get over it. Just whoever's listening, wear your mask.
Yes. Wash your hands. Stay 6 feet apart. All that good stuff.
Yeah. Get a 6-foot stick like Cartman if you need to. Fucking. Or there was that one guy that I saw had a helmet with a laser pointer on it that spun on a motor on his head, and it created a circle around him that was 6 feet in radius. So he had a 6-foot radius around him at all times. It's like, if you step in the line of the laser, you're too close to me. So what else you got, Obs?
Between that, I know PlayStation also just recently showed off their new VR controllers, which look interesting. For the most part, it looks like it's kind of a similar concept because they really haven't updated their wands from the PS3 concept, and it looks like just recently they kind of are coming out with a new design. It looks kind of similar with this fancy gear thing around it.
Yeah, like a ring around the hand type deal.
Yeah, I think they're kind of mimicking another VR headset that has something kind of similar to that, but this looks a little bit more secure, I guess. So curious about that. I was on their website. I gotta fill out some thing because currently the PS4 VR is gonna be compatible with the PS5, but you have to get some adapter that they're supposed to provide for free. So I gotta fill out that information so I can get my free adapter for that. For the PS5, I don't have just yet, but eventually I will.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. So we'll see. I saved money on that because I had these wands for the PS3, which transitioned to the PS4. So it'd be interesting if those same wands will work for the PS5. But I'm sure. I think it's all like Bluetooth, so it should be fine.
Probably. I don't think the technology has advanced that much to make them incompatible. Or at least
they're not money hungry like Apple, where they'll make it or they force you to upgrade or whatever.
Actually, I mean, I don't know if it's the actual game developer. I think it's more the game developers in PlayStation. But there was that whole fucking fiasco with Control. Like, oh, if you bought Control for the PS4 and you want it for the PS5, you have to buy it all over again. You know?
Yeah, like the la-di-da version or whatever.
Yeah. Game developers, aren't they great?
Yeah. But that's kind of my little PlayStation corner at the moment. I just wanted to start off with these free games, so that's pretty cool. Just again encouraging to stay at home, don't be a risk to others or yourself. Stay home, play video games, and PlayStation's trying to help out by giving you some free games. And looking forward to their VR stuff to come.
There's plenty of stuff. If you don't have a dime to your name, as long as you have an internet connection or a PlayStation, as Obs has mentioned, or if you have a PC, there are a ton of free-to-play games that are pretty damn good on Steam that you can get. Same thing with, I know Obs is not a fan of them, but the truth is the truth. They have a lot of free games. The Epic Store, they have games that are free. I mean, I'm not a fan, but you can pretty much find fucking Fortnite anywhere. You can put that on the Switch or on PC or whatever. Apex Legends. Apple. Well, not on Apple, I guess. Whatever. I don't. I don't know the ins and outs of Fortnite because I'm not a Fortniter. But Apex Legends. No, you're poo. Okay, you will never be over that. You're poo. But yeah, so there's plenty of stuff that can be done. There's free streaming services, Tubi TV, Pluto TV, Crackle, Zumo. So even if you don't, as long as you have an internet connection, you got entertainment. Stay home. And if you have to go out, stay safe. Yes. This public service announcement has been brought to you by Odds and Ends Gaming. The more you know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe!
But what do you got? What's going on?
I got a few things. So I'll start with the smallest one. I don't know if you've already seen it on the channel. I know you saw it on our movie night for this past week, but Wrestlefest Friday coming soon. I have not put a date yet because we are planning to purchase it for the Switch, and it has not yet been released for the Switch. It's been released for PC. Xbox got a release date of March 26th, and supposedly release dates for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation are coming very soon. So I just put generally sometime this spring. But two of our more popular videos on our channel are Wrestlefest Friday, in which we played... What the fuck did we play? I know we played the WWF Mortal Kombat. It was WWF WrestleMania, wasn't it? That's the name of the game?
I believe so, yes.
And then we played Slam Masters was the first one on that list. And then we played the original WWF Wrestlefest. For Wrestlefest Friday 2, We played WWE No Mercy, and we played WCW versus NWO Revenge. Was it?
Yeah.
Revenge. And both of those videos are respectively the second and fourth most popular videos on the channel. So whoever watches us, they wrestling fans. and rightfully so. So Wrestlefest Friday 3, which again, there's a trailer on it right now. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's going to feature a game called Retro Mania Wrestling. Now I know what you're thinking. Fallback Friday, supposed to be retro games, supposed to be old games, and this is a new release. This is a brand new game. However, I think it fits because even though it's a Fallback Friday special, it's not officially called Fallback Friday. We're calling it Wrestlefest Friday. It's a sequel to a classic game, a old game from the 80s, and it fucking is retro style. So I think we can make an exception for it. I think it fits. You know, it checks off enough boxes that we can still have it like Fallback Friday and just call it Retrofest Friday. But I've heard good things about this game. I'm very looking forward to playing it, and I'm very looking forward to Wrestlefest Friday 3. WFF 3.
You get to whoop your ass some more.
Fucking Tommy Dreamer's in that. They got old wrestlers. They got the fucking BWO, the Blue World Order.
I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, they got wrestlers from every era. The Attitude Era, the New Generation Era, the Federation Era, and then of course the newer wrestlers, which I don't know many of the newer ones. But yeah, they got a bunch of different match styles, but they got cage matches, hardcore matches. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. So that's one thing. Just stay tuned for a date, because we will put out a date for when we will be doing that. I don't know if we're gonna do it as a live. I imagine we probably will do it as a live stream. We may or may not. It may be a video recording. It may be a live stream. We'll see. But that's definitely something that'll be coming up. So keep your eyes out for that. Yes, to be determined. And the other thing that I have a few things, but the other smaller thing that I have is I was playing just yesterday actually the beta 8 of a game called Galahad 3093, which I actually signed up for the beta about 2 months ago and was invited to. I got an email saying that I had been accepted. Didn't say nothing about not streaming, not recording, so fuck it, I streamed that shit. And premise of the game, it has a very it's based on like the Arthurian folklore, nomenclature, whatever you want to call it, because the pilots are all dressed up as like actual knights, but they look like pseudo futuristic, but yet they wear like capes and shit, like as if like they're like King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table and shit. They're called knights, and then the mechs that you drive are called lances, and you can have different lances that you can drive around in. Everything has like a kind of Arthurian type, like I said, nomenclature, I guess. Naming would be the best term. The game definitely needs a lot of work. I had fun with it. It's just your standard capture the base type, shooter game. Like your Team Fortresses, your Battlefield. Generally that kind of game. I feel like the game could benefit a lot more from more vehicles. Right now, I think it has only 4, maybe 5. You can upgrade or change your weapons. But I remember there was a game released back in like 2006 or something, maybe 2007. It was a Battlefield game that took place in the future, and they had, for that era, they had a much greater variety of like vehicles, plus you could actually get out and be on foot. So I feel like it has a long way to go. It's got the foundation for a pretty good premise. You're in these big giant mechs and you just shoot at each other and stuff. But it definitely needs more. It's the foundation. Concrete has been laid, but it needs a lot of architecture to really become a good game. And like I said, I streamed it yesterday, so you can kind of go check that out. the stream or the beta will be open for I think until Monday, so I may stream a little bit more of it. But right now it seemed like there was only one map that was, that was working, which is out in the desert in the Badlands, which after a while just gets boring. There's no music while you're while you're playing. I actually put the fucking Half-Life 2 soundtrack to play in the background just to have something kind of get your blood pumping a little bit, which definitely helped. But it was definitely lacking in that. And then I tried to do this thing. Can you hear this?
Yes.
The difference in voice. I tried to make it sound like I was in the fucking cockpit of the thing, which I thought was cool, but apparently it was a little too loud, so I think that was a bit of a turn off. But all in all, for what it is, I don't know how far along it is to being finished and released. As long as it's still in very early stages, I'd say it's got a good foundation. We're looking forward to that. So, anything else you want to add, or do I just keep going? Just keep monologuing here.
I saw some of the gameplay. It looked pretty interesting. I'm curious to see. And so for the beta, it was only you had to register for it. It's not like open for anyone.
I had to fill out a form on. I think you can probably do it. I think probably anybody can do it. But I did have to request access. I had to do it on their website, which is Galahad3093.com. And there is a button that says Join Beta. I filled out that form, and then shortly after that, I got an email that said you've been accepted, and it gave me the instructions on how to do it.
That's cool.
So you should try it. We'll fucking team up.
Yeah.
If But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's enjoyable. It wasn't bad or anything, but definitely needs a lot of work.
It's still in the early stages where it needs a little more development, and especially if it's like an indie company trying to make it out. It's just like with all the other games and whatnot, try to have your own little niche of that type of game. So it's
developed by a company called Simutronics. So never heard of them. So I'm sure they're probably brand new or close to it. As a matter of fact, I looked them up. They have a few games that they've made, so they're not brand new. Right now on their website, they're just they're pushing that Galahad, but they've apparently done a game called Siege World War II, Siege Titan War, a game called Tilting Point. They did a mobile game for Tomb Raider.
Oh, really?
Lara Croft Relic Run, and yeah, that appears to be it.
Yep.
But yeah, they've done some stuff.
Not bad.
Actually, they have a whole library of mobile games. It looks like this seems to be one of their first big titles outside of mobile development.
Yeah. Well, that's good. More power to them. Hopefully, it's something where they don't go too heavily on the microtransactions, and
hopefully
maybe for the cosmetics, what have you. Obviously, they need the revenue to keep the power running and all that. But hopefully, it's not too overly saturated with all that.
Man, to be honest, I prefer a game where you spend $60 for the game itself, and then you unlock skins and stuff while in the game, rather than the game is free. You want this badass weapon? Oh, it'll be 99 cents. Oh, you want this even more badass weapon? That's $5.99. You want whole shit ton of money? $99. Like that whole pay to win shit, I've always hated it. Because to me, it's like the game is not free then. As much as they might sell it as being free, it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like, giving you a hit of a drug, and then just like your first hit's free. You want some more, you want the good stuff, you gotta pony up.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass thing, especially AAA titles, major titles where it's like these season passes or forgot the new one but basically it's just whatever bullshit to sell you incomplete games and make more money off of you instead of just sending one complete package.
Yeah, Although I guess that is better, to have a game that's free to play, but then they have microtransactions in it, rather than have a game that you pay for and it has microtransactions in it. Now that's just shit. That's just shady business practices right there.
Yeah.
But oh well.
What can you do?
So,
yes.
How would you like to talk Marvel?
This should have ended with Infinity War.
Have you completely lost interest after Infinity War?
Maybe. I mean, I saw Endgame, and I guess it was. No, they should have stopped at Infinity War. But
hey, at least they didn't have the complete fluff ending. Obviously, the ending was semi-fluff or pretty fluff, but at least it didn't bring back, like, for instance, Black Widow. She's still dead. Gamora, in essence, I'm curious to see what the hell they're gonna do with her, because the Gamora that they got was not the same Gamora that was killed for the Soul Stone. So she's still dead. She has no, feelings for Quill right now. So they're probably gonna go through all that all over again. But they still kept some of the people that had died dead. It's like, so. Yeah,
they conveniently killed off some of the duplicate characters and then conveniently left the others to stay dead.
So I want to talk a little bit about WandaVision, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I actually kind of we talked a bit about this before the stream. I'm gonna spoil it. He's told me that if he watches it, he doesn't care so much about spoilers. So I'm not being a dick and trying to spoil it for him. No, but cool. Basically, for anybody who I finally finished watching it, I was one of those that wanted to let it all come out and then kind of binge watch it, which I did, and it was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. The start is very slow burn, and it actually, it's not like it was a unique theory or anything, but my theory was true, that it was something that Wanda had created, and basically that she grew up watching sitcoms, so she saw this idealized life as, like the Family Matters and the Dick Van Dyke Show and stuff like that. Like, this family, they get into these antics, but by the end everybody hugs and like, oh, you know what, we're a family, we love each other and whatnot, and then they have this warm, touching moment at the end and shit, right? So it was Wanda that did it, but there's a couple things I really did enjoy. There's a couple things that was like, what the fuck, Marvel, or what the fuck, Disney, or whoever's the one that was responsible for this. Yeah. One of them is, you remember Quicksilver from X-Men, right?
Yes.
So the actor that plays Quicksilver in X-Men comes to WandaVision to play Quicksilver in this show, in WandaVision.
Interesting.
Like, he comes as Quicksilver, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, my first reaction was like, is this kind of how they're shoehorning in that they're going to merge the universes? Here's the first character, like, was it like an alternate reality and now they're merging or whatnot? No, it was just kind of Marvel or Disney kind of trolling, I guess, the audience by using that actor, because it turns out, how do I kind of put it? So basically, the series starts out, the first two episodes are from the most prominent sitcoms from the 50s and the 60s, which are like the Dick Van Dyke Show, and then like I Love Lucy type stuff.
Leave It to Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver. Very slow burn. Very little happens of interest in the first two episodes, and then each day that passes, it's like a new decade goes by. By the third episode, they're in the 70s, and in the third episode, Wanda is fucking pregnant. And this is the third day. This is not 30 years or 3 years later. This is the third day. And what happens is you learn that Wanda has basically come to this town called Westview, New Jersey, and taken it hostage. Literally. She she broke down, and I don't blame her. She broke down. I mean, she basically, think about it like this: she had to kill Vision, right? She fucking killed him so that Thanos couldn't get the Mind Stone, and then she witnesses him get brought back to life, only for him to get killed again. So she loses him twice, and then she disappears, comes back 5 years later with everything different, you know, the whole world upside down. In her grief, she finds out that Vision had actually purchased a house, actually a plot of land, where he was going to build them a house. So she drives out, which was in this town, Westfield, New Jersey, and it has like a little love note on it. You know, this is where we can grow old together, or something, right? She goes out there. The house is just a plot of land. She drops to her knees and she breaks down. And in her grief, she just lets out this cathartic scream. But of course, she's super powered, so the scream basically erupts as a shockwave that creates like this dome, or as they call it in the show, the hex creates like this hex around the town, and she somehow simultaneously creates the ideal living space of a town. From like the 1950s, everybody remember, she can mind control, so everybody simultaneously gets put under her spell, gets mind controlled to live out this fantasy for her, and at the same time she actually creates Vision. She creates him. Remember, her powers come from the Mind Stone. Vision was brought to life by the Mind Stone, so she basically creates him. But you essentially find out that he doesn't have a physical form. All he is. It is him. It has his personality and everything, but he doesn't. He's essentially a ghost. He doesn't have a physical form. But you know, the townspeople don't know that. They make it like he does and whatnot. And he doesn't have any memories of what happened prior to them living in Westview. Eventually, you kind of start to uncover things. This one guy named Director Hayward, who's the director of S.W.O.R.D., he's revealed to essentially be the bad guy. He has Vision's body, the physical version of Vision. He actually has Vision's body, and he's been trying to put him back together, trying to reactivate him, which I'm not sure how, like, Pepper Potts or whoever's in charge of Stark Industries now didn't, like, try to reclaim him. He's essentially Stark Tech, right? I mean, I know that Tony Stark is dead, but he's Stark Tech. Tony Stark built him. Or actually, I guess Ultron built him, but by, you know, the associative property or whatever you call it. Stark built Ultron, Ultron built Vision, therefore Stark built Vision. So I'm not sure why they haven't tried to reclaim him, but anyway, they have his body. They've been trying to rebuild him. Nothing they do works to reactivate him. Darcy Lewis from the Thor movies is now a doctor, and she's kind of one of the ones that comes and is trying to figure out what's going on. People can't really get through this anomaly. There was only one girl that was able to, Monica Rambeau, who, if you remember when we went to see Captain Marvel, she was the little girl from Captain Marvel. She's been working on this. She gets exposed multiple times to the radiation that Wanda has created, I guess, because there's like a radiation shield of some kind around the town, and she actually passed through several times. The first time she accidentally got sucked in, but then she gets thrown out. She goes back in again, gets thrown out again, and it goes back in real forcefully a third time. So I think like all that passing through that essentially has given her powers, because you kind of start to see that a little bit. But anyway, as the show progresses, you find out that what the sitcom is basically what Wanda has as like this idealized version of her life, and she's actually broadcasting it to where the people outside the hex can see it. At one point, they send an armed drone to try to kill Wanda, Well, I should say Hayward, the one who's the quote-unquote bad guy, sends an armed drone to try to kill Wanda, which she's fucking Scarlet Witch, right? It's not gonna do shit to her. She destroys it, and then she actually walks out of the hex and throws the drone out at them, saying, "Is this yours?" And she's like, "Leave me alone. You don't bother me, I won't bother you." But they tell her, we can't do that. You have a town full of about 3,000 people that you are holding hostage. And she's like, "Just leave me alone." So she goes out. As it becomes more and more evident that the outside world is trying to get into her, she kind of starts to lose control. She kind of starts to lose her control over the town. Things start flashing. Like, there's one scene, it's one of the first scenes that give you the indication that she's losing control, is when she gets a gallon of milk out of the fridge. It starts out as a modern day, because she cycles through all the sitcoms. From the 50s, it's Leave It to Beaver, Dick Van Dyke. From the 60s, it's like, whatever, I Love Lucy, whatever it is. From the 70s, it's like Different Strokes, or Who's the Boss. 80s, I don't know, fucking Charles in Charge, whatever the fucking sitcoms were in the 80s. 90s was Malcolm in the Middle. And in modern day, they even cycle through Modern Family. And like the gallon of milk that she gets out of the fridge starts to morph and cycle through a 1950s glass bottle, the 1950s carton, the modern day plastic jug, and everything. The TVs start changing, and like just different items start kind of morphing and changing, and you start realizing like she's not maintaining control. She's losing her control, her grip on it. One of the biggest things for her that are the reasons that she wants to keep this life is because she actually has babies, and they grow up in a matter of days and become about 12, 13-year-old kids. They seem to be, what would be the word, sentient? Is that the word? Like, in other words, they have a mind of their own. It doesn't seem like it's somebody that she's possessing or mind controlling, but it definitely seems like it's something that she created. And she has genuine love for Vision and for these kids. Now, there's been this girl that's been since episode 1 named Agnes, and she seems to be the stereotypical nosy / involved neighbor. But around episode 3 or 4, you kind of start to get the feeling that she knows more than she's letting on. Well, it turns out that as the show goes on, she gets introduced with a very catchy song, mind you. She's basically Marvel villain meets Disney villain, because she has her own TV show intro that's very Munsters / Addams Family. She's a witch named Agatha Harkness, who sensed this immense power and decided that she was gonna seek out the source of it. Her power is she's basically like a energy parasite. She siphons power from more powerful beings. So to her, it's like a feeding frenzy. Like, holy shit, there's somewhere in this country, there's somebody that created this massive amount of psychic energy. I want it. And she turns out to be a witch. She's a witch / psychic or / power siphon or whatever. There's a scene where she was from the Salem witch trials back in the 1800s, and a coven of witches actually try to kill her, and they all shoot her with their own spells, and they end up dying because she absorbs all their energy, including killing off her own mother. So anyway, she reveals herself to Wanda, and Wanda realizes that the only way to basically, they get into this, big fight, the way that Marvel movies always have. Simultaneously, the drone that they recovered from Wanda that had been charged with her energy, they actually used that to power up Vision's body, because remember, it has the same energy from the Mind Stone. So they create the physical version of Vision, which flies into the Hex with the intent of killing her. Vision saves her, which I'm not even sure how the fuck that even works. I guess because of the fact that they're inside the hex, he gets a physical form or whatever. But basically, the Wanda's vision fights the government's vision, and in the same time, Wanda's fighting this other witch. So they have this big, huge fucking battle and all that, right?
Yeah.
And eventually, Wanda realizes that the only way to set everything right, she learns that these people that she has enslaved are actually suffering. That they basically, they're screaming inside their own heads. It's like, they have no control of their bodies. It hurts apparently. So she realizes, you know what, this is wrong what I'm doing. I have to let them go. And she also thinks of a clever way of beating the witch that's trying to get her powers. I won't really bore you with that, but if she wins, she beats that vision. I mean, she beats that witch, Agatha Harkness. Meanwhile, Vision, the physical vision, the government vision, and Wanda's vision kind of come to a stalemate, and they talk to each other. And Wanda's vision tells the real Vision, "Hey, look, you're me. You just don't have the memories." So he touches his forehead, which is where the Mind Stone used to be, which is now some kind of like cyber chip. Touches his forehead, unlocks his memories. His eyes go from being robotic to being human, indicating like, oh, I'm back to normal now or something. And all he says is, "I am the Vision." And he just fucking flies away. Like, he literally takes off and you never see him again. So he's out there somewhere. So that's one of the things I was like, what the fuck,
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Basically, I mean, it seemed like he basically got all his memories back. He learned of what happened. He learned everything. So he seemed like he's back to being Vision, but he just takes off and you never see him again. So he's out there somewhere. Wanda decides that she has to let everybody go and basically shut down the hex and destroy it. And she realizes that when she does that, she's going to lose her vision because she can't have him outside of this bubble that she created. Same thing with her kids. So they go through this very emotional moment where the hex is kind of closing in on itself and just kind of closing, and then as it passes through, anybody who was under Wanda's spell gets released, and they are free again, and they have their memories back, and yada yada yada. And you go through this whole emotional thing of like, I'm sacrificing everything. I'm going to lose Vision, I'm going to lose my kids, but it's what I have to do. And Wanda and Vision have this very special, this touching, heartbreaking moment. And they have a line where it's like, we've said goodbye before, we'll say hello again, which, as corny as it was all right. So everything goes back to normal. And then Wanda ends up standing on the blank plot, which was where her house was supposed to be built, right? She walks out to the town. All the fucking townsfolks, all that they're missing are pitchforks and torches, because they're basically all looking at her with murder in their eyes, rightfully so, right? And this Monica Rambeau character, who's been pretty prominent, but she's got her own kind of side storyline. I'm not gonna go into that. She comes up to her and she's like, "Will you be all right?" And she's like, "Somehow, yes." And then she goes, "They'll never know what you sacrificed for. They'll never know what you sacrificed for them," indicating like that Wanda made this big, huge sacrifice so that they could be free. And that kind of pissed me off. And I'll go into why in just a moment. But anyway, at that point, all the sword people, FBI, and all that start piling in, and Wanda decides, "Shit, I gotta get out of here before they arrest me." So she flies away. And it basically ends on that. There's a couple of like after credit scenes, but whatever. The reason that pissed me off is, okay, I get it. Wanda lost a lot. She lost her parents when she was very young, a little girl. She lost her brother. Then she lost the synthesoid that she loved not once but twice. So she had an immense amount of grief, and she created this realm where she could be happy. But the fact of the matter is, the reason it pissed me off is that line that they'll never know what you sacrificed for them. I'm like, bitch, she fucking did this to him. They're painting her. I'm not saying that she's a straight up villain At least maybe not at the end. If anything, she's a villain in this series that that had a redemption arc or an anti-hero or something. But it's like, we all have grief. We all have loss. You can't deal with it. Go to a freaking therapist. Go get help. You're not the only one who. There's stories of kids that lose both their parents. Was that a few years back? I remember a 12-year-old. I don't remember if it was a boy or a girl. Batman. Look, Batman lost his parents. I mean, he's had so much loss. I mean, people lose people. That's a fact of life. And I understand maybe it was too much grief for her to handle and take, but see a therapist, see a counselor, get help. You don't obviously people don't have the ability to do it, but the fact that they were painting her as like a hero pissed me off. Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a movie called John Q with Denzel Washington?
Sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
Very, very good movie. Very good movie. Basically, this man, Denzel Washington, he has a son.
Oh, okay, yes. Yes, okay.
Son with a heart condition, so you have seen that one?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Long and short of it is, he holds a hospital wing hostage because he wants to get his son an operation that he can't afford. And eventually he does. He succeeds. But at the end of the movie, he gives himself up, turns himself into the authorities, and actually goes to court for what he does. And there's a number of charges that are brought against him. He doesn't get found guilty for every single one, but he does get found guilty for several of them. And at the end, he is gonna do time. Like, he's gonna do time. He did what he had to do for his son. And he's fessing up. He broke the law, and he's gonna do time. And there's this moment from, I think is it Eddie Griffin, the actor, or maybe somebody else, but basically as he's getting put in a cop car, getting ready to go to jail or prison, I should say. He goes, "You take care, man. You're my hero," and I love that. I love how that movie ended. Like, he did what he had to do, what he felt he had to do, but he broke the law and he faced the consequences. What I did not like about WandaVision is at the end how basically it's like, oh, you made such a big sacrifice for them. They'll never know. Get out of here before you get arrested and actually held accountable for what you fucking did. It's kind of like, no, that's, she's not a hero, at least not in this sense. Maybe during her time with the Avengers, fought Thanos and all that, she was, but in this sense, she fucking held a whole town hostage for at least a week or two, or a couple weeks, or however long it was, and they apparently were suffering, like straight up fucking suffering. So, no, she's not a hero. And yes, she's lost, she suffers, she suffered and all that, but guess what? It's part of life. A lot of people do. So I was kind of like, what the fuck? That's... I enjoyed the whole series. I enjoyed everything. The action at the end was good and all that, but I did not like how they portrayed her or painted her as this heroine and who made this big sacrifice. Like, if it would have been a full redemption arc if she had to give her own life to somehow save them or something, but she didn't really do anything good. All she did is she undid the bad that she did to an extent, because now these people are going to be left with trauma and their own fucking problems, So I didn't like that at the end there, but all in all, it was a pretty good series. Yeah, I know I went on long and
that was very long-winded.
I asked you if you had topics.
But I gotta check it out. So,
that's completely spoiled it for you.
Yeah, well, I really didn't have much interest in checking it out, so I don't mind the overview, but maybe at some point I'll check it out, see what it's all about. Anything I miss in between.
Yeah,
but
like I said, it's decent. One of the after credit scenes, or I guess the main after credit scenes, because there are like two of them at the end of the series. One of them has her up in the Norwegian mountains or something. She's like in a cabin, and she's studying a book that this other witch hat on, is fucking the Necronomicon or the Grand Grimoire or something.
The Necronomicon?
Yeah, she's studying some book that the other witch had, and I guess she's learning more spells and how to use her magic. And she's here. She gets the echoes of the voices of her children calling for her and calling for help. It's like, help us, Mom, help us. So that kind of leads you to believe that at some point in the future, she's gonna get her kids back. And then, like I said, the government resurrected Vision, which had completely lost his color. He's all white now, which I've actually seen white Vision in the comics. He seemed to have gotten his memories back and his like humanity back, because like I said, his eyes turned human again, and he's like, he looks around and he kind of like seems like he remembers everything. Yep. And he's back into a physical form. He just fucking took off, and like, where did he go? Like, I expected him to like maybe like encounter her or something, but he just took off, and God knows where the fuck he went. He wasn't seen at all after that, but he's out there, so obviously at some point you'll see her and him together again, and the kids together again. So it's essentially it had a fluff ending. You know, it made it seem like it was all this emotional thing, but the fact is, they gave you the hint that her kids are still out there, so they're not completely gone. And obviously, Vision's still out there, and then they painted her as the hero. So yeah, now that I think about it, they gave her a complete fluff ending, except for the fucking poor citizens of Westfield or Westview or whatever that are now left with a traumatic experience of being enslaved for whoever knows how long.
Do you think in their entrapment and enslaved times that they were in, they paid for their pizza?
Oh, we're not. This is not the Pizza Arc cast. Okay, we have been over this and over this. We're not. We're past that. Okay. No. We're past that. Although, like I said, I did find it funny that after that I did find another fucking scene where they're trying to get free drinks. But we're past that.
I don't know. I think for everything that you said Scarlet Witch did or did not do, I think she would still pay for her pizza or all the people she enslaved in her utopia.
So you think that what Commander Shepard and his crew did by basically ripping off one pizza is worse than enslaving an entire town of people? Is that what you're telling me?
They should have paid for the pizza.
You're a doof, man.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, wait, what is this? What do we have here?
You want to hear something funny? What you're telling me? Wait, what do we have here, and what are you talking about? What are you referring to?
I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's someone coming out from shadows.
We're getting ready to wrap it up. We're fucking at 53 minutes, so...
Oh, we're about to extend this motherfucker. This is going to be one of the longest episodes we've ever done. Out of the shadows.
You missed my in-depth, detailed review of WandaVision.
Did you hate it?
I liked it. I just had some gripes with it.
Was it this Quicksilver thing being bullshit?
That was one of the things that I mentioned.
It's fucking trash, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just trolling.
In case he has yet to say his name, but yes, we are now joined by Nickolas Zombie.
'Tis I. Hello. Welcome.
And I have been
podcast.
I have been Espionage DB7, joined by Obsolete 2003. Good night, folks. I'm just kidding.
No.
3 minutes. 3 minutes of break time.
Well, I'll give. What was I saying before? Oh, real quick.
Probably a rant.
Nick, have you seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier first episode?
I watched it this morning.
So I was actually, Obs was bringing up the whole fucking pizza shit again, right? And I was actually, because y'all were talking about like, I don't care if they're heroes, they're not gonna get special, they shouldn't get special treatment or whatever, yada yada yada. There's a part, very minor spoiler for you, Obs, very minor. There's a part where Falcon
it was real.
is trying to get a loan, And they're like, well, you have no employment for the past 5 years.
Too damn real.
And he's like, how the hell can I have employment if I didn't exist? Actually, it's not actually him that says that, but anyway, the idea is there. And then they're like, I'm sorry, we can't approve you for this loan. And I'm like, motherfucker, the dude that was doing the loan was basically like, hey, can we get a selfie? And I'm such a big fan, can I get your autograph and blah blah blah. But then when it comes down to business, it's like, sorry, you can't get this loan. It's like, motherfucker, this is a goddamn Avenger.
Yep.
And you're not gonna approve for this loan.
He plays by the fucking rules. He's above the law.
And then it made me think of what the conversation we had last time with the pizza. I'm like, they're fucking Avengers. The least you can do is help.
Saved literally half the universe.
Exactly. It's like, you can help them out. But no, it's like, I'm sorry, you can't approve you for this loan.
Can't get the ammo.
You know what? They also probably pay taxes too.
Yeah. They refer to that too, like, did Sark pay you when he was around? And they're like, not really. We just kind of
goodwill,
off good faith. I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting that loan.
But yeah, no, Nick. If just to kind of reiterate what I was before you came in, I was just kind of talking how, for the most part, I enjoyed the show, but I did not like how they basically made Wanda out to be this heroine who made this grand sacrifice at the end. I'm like, she enslaved
that was dumb. There was only one line. It's only Monica Rambeau saying, they'll never know what you sacrificed.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. It was dumb.
Yeah, it was dumb. That was kind of dumb, but I mean, she did kind of sacrifice a lot, which was because she had fake kids, but they're fake
But
kids.
she made it.
I know.
It'd be like me stealing a car, falling in love with the car, and then me getting
the car. And then having children with the car?
Well, not that fucking far, but having to give up the car. Or you know what I'm getting at. It's like she created the loss for herself. And I was telling her, because it just kind of dawned on me that
wait, S, don't we all create our own loss through the friendships and connections we make along the way and our actions towards those friendships? Don't we all create our own loss?
What was that line that Vision said? Isn't
grief just love persevering?
Yeah. Dang,
you got a good line.
It is. It was a good line. But
what is grief but love persevering?
I'd give the series 7.5 out of 5.
I enjoyed it. On the hard meter that we still have, that's a real thing.
It's not
I'm gonna give it a solid bone. A solid boner. That's an inside joke for the show.
So solid, but not fucking rock hard.
Not raging. No,
not raging. Not raging. Not throbbing vein raging.
Not pants explosive. Just a solid bone.
That is not the thing, okay? That is not the
real thing. Doesn't it? Don't you understand what I feel about the show when I described it to you like that?
I don't get those feelings for TV shows unless it's a certain type
how
of
you feel when you get
TV.
That.
I mean,
you can compare it to a television show.
Where have you been? See, we should have just waited.
Drinking. See, I only had like one Irish car bomb. I had like one earlier, and that one did me, and I've done a heavier shot on that. Also, I learned I love Irish car bombs on St. Patrick's Day. They're delicious.
Well, you know what? I've talked for about 90% of the cast, so you and Obs take it.
It's my time.
If we're doing longer.
We're doing longer. Why not? I mean, you don't have to do crazy editing. You just have to make it a little longer.
Well, I know, but I mean, I feel like people kind of.
This will be a good experiment to see. Do people want a longer podcast, or do they want a shorter, condensed podcast?
Do they want a raging podcast, or do they want
a raging all night, satisfying podcast, or do they want a limp? Go for an hour, then I'll roll over and you finish yourself off kind of podcast.
Talk to your cousin, Obs.
Hello. It's my cousin. How are you? I'm good. So, I don't know if you talked about your weeks. I will not ask you to repeat because, the people don't want to hear that again. So I'll talk about mine. Again, going to reiterate on St. Patrick's Day, which passed, I found out I love Irish car bombs.
And you love Flatline from Outer Space?
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I wish I had Irish car bomb before that. Is that out? The people? Yeah, it was a live stream. People enjoyed that. That was. Man, I should have gotten drunk.
It was a fun movie.
It was fun. It was fun watching Ring be destroyed.
It fucking broke Ring. Yeah, what the hell?
Man. You shattered that man's psyche. It was insane.
Like Bart Simpson when fucking Skinner starts having the Vietnam flashbacks. Cool, I broke his brain.
Cool.
Johnny.
Also,
Oh, come on, put some feeling on it, man. Johnny, what the hell was that?
I'm trying to scream in people's ears. I'm trying to be considerate.
I guess, but I mean, I've never been considerate, and I'm the star of the show, and people love me.
Considerate one.
No, people love me. Shut up.
Aren't you poop or something?
No, he's poop.
You kept yelling like, I'm poop.
No.
There's poo poo in my pants. It was some weird thing you kept yelling. I don't know. We were like, that's Esp.
No.
Alright. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, found out those. I love them. If anyone doesn't know what that is, it is a pint of Guinness or a little less than, because you're going to need a half shot of Jameson and also a half shot of Bailey's. And then you put those shots into your Guinness and you chug that bitch. Delicious.
Hey y'all, I'm here too. It's your hostess with the mostest, Valkyrie Grinder.
Alright, this is scary because now I'm thinking of S with like a wig on. And that's just, that's not selling right.
I told Obs earlier that I could try to play Val's part, but he just went quiet.
Disturbing universe.
Yeah. He just went quiet.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Anyway, after that, I remember how we were talking about that Rob Zombie album.
Yeah.
I got it. The vinyl came in.
Oh, nice.
I ordered the vinyl from Revolver. Remember that magazine?
Yeah, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, they're doing a bunch of vinyls and like merch now. They're keeping some of afloat, and it's pretty sick. It's like, it doesn't even feel like a regular cover of vinyl. It has like this texture to it. Excellent. And then the vinyl itself's like this splat of yellow, black, and white. It's called Mustard Beer Yellow, which is a cool name. Also sounds disgusting, but fucking cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, that came in, so that's really dope. Been enjoying that. Don't have a record player, but I like to look at it. Because in this world of, who the fuck has CDs anymore, or like buying digital is kind of a thing in the past because Spotify. I'm gonna buy vinyl, not because I'm some hipster who like, vinyl just sounds better in my ears. My farts smell so good. It's because, if you're gonna own it, might as well own it on vinyl where the art's all fucking cool and blown up.
That's cool. I still have to hear it, so I gotta check out the latest album.
I enjoyed it. It's like it has the flavor of the last two, a little bit different on its own.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, also today, this day, when we're recording, I also bought River City Girls, and that is a fun game. I have only played up to the first boss. Haven't beat her yet because I just kind of got in the morning and then took off. Mm-hmm. It just it feels so good. Like, and it has like voice acting, and it's what I wanted. I thought Scott Pilgrim was going to be without doing the research of what Scott Pilgrim was. Mm-hmm. So maybe if Esper picks that up, me and him can play that together for like a little video or something. It'd be fun.
I was down for doing the Scott Pilgrim, but it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, Ubisoft sucks. I feel like we should try it again just to see if it's better.
There's updates, maybe.
Hopefully, but for sure, I think you should check in for River City Girls. I think you'll enjoy it. Carrying that fucking torch of River City Ransom in a very cool way.
I'll have to look into that.
I'd be down to try it at some point.
Yeah, totally look into it. It was pretty, I enjoyed it. I'm going to continue playing it.
Since you're here, Psycho Gorman.
Did you?
Yes.
Yes! Did you guys talk about it yet?
No, we're waiting for you.
Oh, I'm so happy I showed up.
See, God damn it!
This is the best part at the end.
Hang on.
Like Gorman spoilers start.
No,
now.
fucking hang on. God damn it!
God damn it!
I intended. What
All right, well, we'll save it as a cliffhanger.
Come on, we can do it now.
No, because I was gonna say I have
be considered for S, so we're gonna.
He hasn't finished it. You watched it. I told you to watch it.
I watched WandaVision and the Falcon fucker. I mean the Falcon Soldier.
Fuck WandaVision. Watch Psycho Gorman.
I intend to. I had told Obs, since your cousin's not here, I'll watch it. I'll finish watching it, and then next week we can talk about that. But if you guys want to, that's fine.
We'll wait for you. Now we'll have to. But Obs, what were your impressions of Psycho Gorman?
I'll save it.
I want to know. I personally want. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Just give me like on a
you guys can talk about it.
Scale. Just tell me from 1 to hate, 10 to like. Where were you?
No, I enjoyed it.
Or how about the dick meter or whatever you call it?
We're not using the dick meter. Jesus, man. This is Psycho Gorman. This is an Oscar-winning film.
Yes. But I enjoyed it. It's yes. Right. Nick and I have seen the movie. Esp is in the process of watching the movie, so we'll say that's a cliffhanger for next time for that particular movie. But as you can see, Nick is pretty hyped up about it. I enjoyed it. So we are waiting to get Esp feedback on the movie. We can have a little more talk or discussion about it.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about that movie.
Yes.
I really want the rest of our family to watch that because I feel like a couple of people will really enjoy that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, I'll double check with whatever other shows or what's coming on to watch. Fucking Godzilla's coming out soon.
Oh yeah, on the Max and in theaters.
Anybody here seen the fucking 4-hour Snyder cut?
Fuck no.
Fucking 4 hours.
I keep hearing it's so much better. Sorry, I got this JBL speaker. My stimmy and my tax hit, so I got myself some nice little things.
Did you get you got it by mail?
No, it direct to hit.
Okay. Well, last time you got it by mail like me, right?
Last time I got mail like a chump, so I mean I don't know what the fuck happened. It doesn't make any sense. There's no rhyme or reason, but I got it. So.
Well, I don't have direct deposit set up, so I'm still waiting for mine.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I ordered a few little things. Nothing crazy. I got me some little speakers.
Nice. But I have not seen Snyder's cut just yet. I kind of want to see it, but I don't foresee seeing it in one run. Probably more than at least 2 or 3 runs.
Fucking 4 hours, dude. Shit.
Yeah, that's something. So, but I'm curious. From everything I've been kind of seeing, it's way better than the original. I saw the original Justice League, and it was a bad movie.
To me, it was like it was a popcorn flick worth seeing once, but I only saw it once. It was like whatever.
Yeah.
Weird. Batman was fucking completely not a Batman personality. I don't know. It's just weird.
Do you?
But I think we can wrap it up here, no?
I think this is a good spot. It gives us, hopefully, I guess that'll be our homework assignments. You need to finish watching Psycho Gorman. I'll see if maybe between now and then I'll try and watch the Snyder Cut. I'll take one for the team.
I'll fucking watch it too. I'll get to that.
Okay, so
it's basically a week from today.
There's one more weekend before Godzilla comes out, I believe, because that comes out what?
The 31st.
31st.
Okay.
Sorry,
I will watch it on the fucking 31st. I mean, I'm not gonna. I will watch that on the 31st.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Godzilla.
Yes.
One does not.
So.
Yeah, that's right. There's this one meme picture that I saw. A bunch of like school kids gathered around this gorilla in an exhibit, and then the caption says, "Guys, I'm gonna do my best, but I mean, come on, it's a fucking radioactive dinosaur." I love that little meme.
Yes.
But yes.
Yeah. So that's coming up. I know we're all hyped about that. So yeah, we'll see what's going on there. Some more games that are coming out that we're all checking out. So more to come.
Indeed.
Nick, your last one in. See us out.
Come on, Mike. It's being stupid on his arm because maybe not the best arm I bought. It was like $20. Fuck. Anyway, I'm sorry. 2 things because I was talking about Mike Snyder Cut, 4 hours long. I hear it's way better than the original. I saw the original.
He obviously didn't hear you.
I know. He told me to wrap it up. I'm just getting my shit out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Snyder Cut. I saw the original. It already took 2 hours of my time. Fuck you. You're not taking 4 hours. Fuck. You talked about something else before I told me to wrap it up. What is it? Oh well.
Godzilla, Psycho Gorman.
Godzilla. It was Godzilla. I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, hey, it's me, Nickolas Zombie. It was a show. I wasn't here for half of it. That means I get to enjoy it later.
Half.
I hope you enjoyed it. I wasn't here for half of it. I was here at the end.
Yeah, well, that's not half. That's at best you were here for, a quarter of it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Do you feel better now?
I do.
And I wasn't here for 90.
Because this was the Esp and Friends episode.
94.2%. Is that more accurate?
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right, excellent. Good. I'm happy you got that. Anyway, thank you for joining us. As always, it's been me, Nickolas Zombie, and the one, the only, San Antonio's favorite son, the godlike one himself, Obsolete 2003.
Yo, be sure to always pay for your pizza and your deliveries.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And apparently we're getting... Oh, it looks like we're hitting some sort of Morse code here, people.
Yeah.
What was that? Can we hear it again?
I was trying...
Sucks ass. Sucks ass. Yes.
I was trying to bring it up sooner, and before you got into San Antonio's favorite and blah blah blah, I was trying to bring it up sooner, but I didn't get it.
And always, as always here, the guy in the background, sucking ass, Espionage GB7. You're not fast on that. You're really not. This is fun, man. I mean, what are you doing? Let's go right on.
Yes, it is I, the one, the only, highly rated, armor-plated, imitated, but never, ever. What? I don't know.
You're doing it over yourself.
Shut up.
You're talking. I did. I shut up. You asked me to.
Can you just fucking end it already?
Just dead air.
Can you just end it?
Right. Okay, I just wanted to see how long you're going to take that. Alright, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Do you have anything to say about Psycho Gorman? Just spoil it in the comments. Go for it. Why not? Yeah, ask me to end it, and then he does quick things like that. Alrighty. Anyway, have a good one. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Clean your hands. Bye-bye.